them back down to earth. When the sky disappeared behind the storm, snow resumed, and a figure appeared out beyond the fire, trudging his way along the street curb. It was Daddy, coming home. We watched as he slowly plodded toward us, hands pushing hard against thighs with every step in an effort to wade through nearly a foot of snow. He made his way slipping and sliding across Robin Street and then pushed the final distance to arrive upright, beads of sweat freezing quickly to his unshaven face. A blanket of snow laid evenly over his hat and well-worn hunting jacket, and though he didn't say, I knew he'd been outside for a long time, that the walk had brought him a great distance home. He came close to the fire, and there, within the circle, sat down on a concrete block to warm exposed hands and thaw plastic loafers that were cracked in the seams, packed full with snow. He sipped Jim Beam from a pocket flask, his body steaming heavily like he was on fire. He whistled for us to come around, waved us in close to the flames with his flask. From where I stood, I could see his hands were clawed up, his knuckles scraped until the soft, red, exposed meat glistened with the wetness of damp blood. Though his eyes were no more than bruised slits, they could still lock a boy down, and he pulled each of us in from the cold without question to talk about things my daddy said were important. When we were all accounted for, he spread the snow to uncover raw ground and pluck up a short, wide blade of grass, delicately positioning it between his two thumbs. He lifted his torn hands to his face like he was ready to pray, but instead blew across the paper-thin edge to create a warbling, gobble-like sound of a turkey. The awkward noise pierced the winter night, echoing off houses down the alleyway, filling the air with the sudden sound of anxious mutts pulling hard on chains and clawing up fences. As each warbling echo died and the darkness outside the range of our fire began to settle, Daddy would lift his hands to his lips and break the silence wide open again. 3 times he did this. 3 times he brought lights on in bedrooms and robe-wrapped bodies out onto front porches. We all laughed out loud, as drunk on the evening as my daddy was on his Jim Beam. Tommy Patterson rolled around on the ground and started making monkey sounds. Billy Parker stuffed his mouth full with raw snow and then blew it out into the fire, the hiss soft and subtle in the burning coals. Lucky Luther laughed so hard at Billy spitting snow that he peed in his pants and had to go home early. Palmer Conroy asked my daddy for a cigarette, and that stopped us all. We watched as he thought about it, and then gave the boy a Camel. Palmer held the non-filtered cigarette as if it were a natural extension of his hand. He lit the end with a burning twig and then inhaled the aromatic smoke before letting it seep out of his mouth and nose. Tommy Patterson sat up and stopped acting like a monkey. "Goddamn, Palmer, I didn't know you smoked." Billy Parker said, "My daddy says smoking will stunt your growth." I said, "Give me one of those." And Tommy Patterson said, "Goddamn again." Daddy took a long swig, rolling the liquor cheek to cheek, before spitting it into the fire. The sudden blast of alcohol reignited the flames and sent sparks floating through leafless trees. The burst of flame projected Daddy's shadow onto our house, and he became bigger than life. He stood up, holding the flask out before him. "All you boys got mouths dirtier'n dog shit, so just shut up, 'cause there's something you ought to know about what I just did." He pointed into the dark alley toward a field that lay deep in snow. "I seen the animal when I was your age, right out there by the Parker house. It wasn't there yet, Billy Parker's house, I mean. There was only a field of weeds most of the time. We played a lot of ball out there. I hit the hell out of a baseball on that field. I could hit it all the way to Purdy Spears' back porch. Hell, I took out her kitchen window more'n once. Got my hide tanned for it, I'll damn guarantee you. But I could hit it, and so I did. I suffered the consequences for a talent I just had to use. I was about your age when I first saw the turkey. I was 11 or 12 years old. Biggest bird I ever laid eyes on." Palmer